Hey, what's going on, guys? Justin Williams here with Access Off Grid out at the Pathfinder Gathering with my buddy Justin Cook, knocking out an awesome arrowhead, and he's going to be teaching junkyard flintknapping, so stick with us.
Welcome to Junkyard Flintknapping at the Pathfinder Gathering 2019. I'm Justin Cook. I'm a flintknapper. I've been flintknapping for 15-20 years, and the whole concept of this class is making tools from modern materials, making Stone Age tools from modern materials. So this is like bringing the Stone Age into the modern world. So one of the questions that I receive the most is, where can I find flint? Well, that's a very complicated question, because to answer that we have to get into geology, we've got to get into geography, we've got to get into talking about formations and the variabilities within that formation. For example, this is in the Fort Payne Formation. Fort Payne Formation goes from central Alabama all the way up to St. Louis area, and it's wide too. So it's this huge band of rock, and then you've got little pockets of high quality and low quality. So to answer that question is hard, and it's so if you're going to buy a flint, it's expensive, right? Because it's a rare material if it's not in your area. So over here we've got some beautiful glass bottles. And what I want to do is I want to remove the bottom of this bottle. All right. I've effectively and efficiently and safely removed the bottom of that bottle. It's curved. I've got to work that curve out to make a functional arrowhead out of this, right? So how am I going to work that curve out? Well, I'm going to work to the concavity, right? This is the convex, this is the concave. So I'm going to work this direction until I meet that convexity, okay? So I'm not going to work this side first. Now, so that's that. I've got this wrist locked on right here inside my knee, okay? And I'm holding this, so the pressure, I hold it like this. But what I'm doing is I'm actually pushing across my body, trying to advantage, like I said, your anatomy. I've got this bend right here, so I want to push in line with my radius and ulna. And then to be a force multiplier for that, I'm squeezing my thighs together, right? So I'm not pushing, I'm not doing anything upper body right here other than locking and holding. So I'm locking this position, and then I'm squeezing with my body, and as I squeeze with my body, I push down like this, right? So just think of yourself like a lot of hinges. And they all work, they all open and close a certain way, right? I've got one that does this, I've got one that does this, and I got two cross bolts right here that are making contact with each other. So that is body mechanics discipline, which you need to always think about when you're flintknapping. You can't do much if you're out of line. You know what I got to do is work into that convexity, and I'm doing it essentially. I'm brushing the glass away with the hammerstone. I put my finger right under where I'm hitting to support that flake as it releases.
Did I get the last one? I was going to put another one out.
So there, I said I wasn't going to work that way, but you see how this edge is down? So I've got to work that off so I can flip it over and work back this way. See how I'm taking these strokes? You see how I'm letting the tool do all the work? I'm just letting that stone fall right through the piece. Now, when we're holding this glass, when I give you a piece of glass in a minute, you hold it on the back of your finger. So you'll hold your hand out like this, place a piece of that leather right in the palm of your hand, put this right in the heel of your hand. This is the heel of your hand right there. And then you support it with just your fingers to the back here. If you ever put it on top, it's called bridging. You're bridging the flake or bridging the piece, bridging the material, and you'll break it. So I'm always just supporting it with my fingertips to the back, and I'm pushing the tool into my fingertips. Okay. Flip it over like this. You see now, I've got that little white spot where I ground. I've created a preferential pathway for the energy that I'm about to transfer from the sample into the glass. So I'm going to hold it, supporting it with the back of my fingers, and the direction of the tool is basically, just imagine that I'm trying to touch the tip of my finger with this antler, like this. Okay. I'm not ever going to do it because this is in the way. But that's the direction of travel. So now, take antler, place tool, apply pressure. Got one. So once I get some of that curve worked out, I'm going to start doing this thing called a serpentine edge. So how that works is I take a flake, take the whole piece, flip it over, take a flake going the opposite way, and I just do that all the way down. Let me do that real quick and I'll show you. So another word for that is called stitching, because when you get your flakes all the way down, it looks like stitches, like a zigzag stitch. Okay, so see, that's the other one. And now I'm going to straighten it out on this next pass. Lightly grind the edge to dull it just a little bit so I can get more purchase with my tool. And to cut notches, you just, you basically, this might be a stem actually. You essentially you're just pushing in the same place. Make a very functional point out of essentially junk. So I'm going to take that and pass that around. There it goes. See what we're doing? See how we're working across that mass? Okay. Now push right there on that spur. There you go. You can see what we did. See how we're cutting this? You just want to give it just a tiny little grind. And then push there. This way. I just don't break.
That's right.